Good evening, everybody. Hope you're all doing well tonight. Welcome to the stream. We are going to play some mono green tonight, as always. So, let's jump in. Welcome. I got 2 viewers. Welcome, welcome. If you've not been here before, we're getting ready to play some standard events with our pretty stock mono green list. We are going to be doing this basically until Crimson Vow comes out, at which we will put down the constructed standard for a little bit and do some drafts, try and build out our Crimson Vow collection, and then we will decide what we want to do next. Do we, continue to play mono green, or do we build something with our sweet new Crimson Vow cards? That's kind of the game plan. So we're starting a new standard event. We finished off one yesterday. I believe we finished 4-3. So not the greatest finish, but we broke even and got a few cards for our trouble. I'll very quickly, as always, throw the deck list up on the screen for a few moments, just so anybody that's new to the stream can see what we're working with to start our day. There's a few unorthodox card choices and, some budgetary limitations as well. So if you have any questions about the specifics that we're playing, there are some more in-depth deck breakdowns in some of the earlier VODs, but as of right now, I haven't gone and made a clip specifically of a deck tech, so I don't expect you to go back and watch through all the previous videos to try and find those, but feel free to just ask me any questions you have in the chat, and I'll be happy to answer them as we go along. With that said, we're going to go ahead and jump in. I'm still mad that I can't edit my deck and then select it without having to go back into that screen. I don't know why that angers me as much as it does, but Wizards, if you're listening, that would be a small improvement that would make my life so much better. Speaking of Crimson Vow, there was a whole bunch more spoilers today. I'm still kind of torn on whether or not I'm excited about this set so far. There are no individual cards yet that have really spoken to me and said, ooh, I really like that and I'm interested in building around it. The one non-limited filler werewolf that's spoiled so far, the Mythic, is good. I will probably be interested in playing some number of them in the Cruel Werewolves deck. We are going to keep this, by the way. I wish this 4th land were some other spell, but 2-drop, 3-drop, second 3-drop on turn 4 if necessary, and we'll definitely have something else to do by then. So I'm definitely interested in trying out that werewolf in some numbers in the Cruel Werewolves deck, but it didn't blow me away at 5 mana. We have a Hall. Hall is most often seen in the Izzet decks. Drawing a 5th Snow-Covered Forest is a little bit concerning. I am probably going to have to play through a Burn Down the House or Battle of Frost and Fire if it is indeed Izzet, and would love to. Oh, okay, so Esper perhaps. Also could be Grixis. I've seen some of those floating around. And the Snow Tunnel, I don't know, maybe tips me off that, I don't know, anytime I see a snow land, my mind immediately goes to, a snow duel like this, my mind immediately goes to Binding of the Old Gods, although this is not green, so it's not a forest that could be searched out by that anyway. So I was thinking maybe Sultai, but maybe that's not in fact on the table. My opponent is already tired of me taking so long, and I don't necessarily blame him. Fair enough, sir. We'll try and pick up the pace. I get distracted. I get talking to y'all about something, and I forget that we're actually playing. But, our opponents also have to understand that Arena gives us a certain amount of time, and we have you know, every right to take all the time that Arena gives us. So I like drawing the unnatural growth last turn. Well, we're definitely starting off by just attacking with the troll. Let's see where we go from there. Okay. I think we're playing the land and then the tracker and not walking into Jawari Disruption, but getting as much on the table as we can. And the clue, hopefully, if there's a... I don't think there's a 4-mana Wrath in these colors, so he's got a lot of tap lands. I can't even think of a 5-drop Wrath in black. I mean, I don't know. There's probably one I'm not thinking of. It's possible between these ice tunnels he's running Blood in the Snow and some natures. He wouldn't currently be getting anything back. Honestly, since he played the tap land, he can't deluge this turn. I don't really want to run an unnatural growth into a possible Saw It Coming or Dissipate or something of that nature. But I think the reward is just so high. I mean, he's one away from dead if he doesn't counter it. So we've got enough to recover from some sort of sweeper if we need to. And if he counters this, we get in for 8 and, you know, put him at 5. And there's also a lot of value to that too. And he's like dead. I don't know why I said he's one away from dead. Obviously, 16 is greater than 13. He would just be dead if this resolves. And both my creatures lived. That would be the other thing. The chances of him not having a counter spell or a removal spell are not great. So we're getting him down to 5 here. That's great. Did talk about Jawari Disruption on the previous turn and how we were going to not walk into it. No land drop. So presumably he's got at least some sort of removal so he doesn't just strictly die here. And then we'll just probably play another troll. Okay, dividing by 0, I accept. And then we are going to play 2 threats this turn, I believe. Is better than playing 1 threat and cracking the clue since we don't have any more token generators to... Really? I would have thought he would have gotten the mana generator because he missed a land drop. But what do I know? What do I know? He's going to need a good one because the pack leader does also trample. So, yeah, he decided that that was not in the cards for him. I don't know. I don't know what exactly is in the blue-blacks normally, but he seemed like he was pinched on mana and didn't have a way to produce a bunch of blockers. So I will take a win to start our league tonight, and we'll jump right back into another one. Just accidentally, clicked into a second instance of Arena. And that's obviously not what we were trying to do. So let's reconnect and close this. Okay, there we go. Not a great hand. I mean, 2-drop. If I can brawl on 3. I guess that's at least something to do with my mana. This is on the looser side of things, but my guess is we'll either draw into cards we can cast or we'll draw into land. Playing against zombies, drawing a 6-drop is obviously not ideal. If he plays, 1-drop, 1-drop, then I don't think I'll be able to brawl in time to kill the pack leader, or to kill the parish with the pack leader. So 1-drop, 1-drop gets him up to 3/3, and then when I drop the pack leader next turn, he could presumably, 1-drop, 2-drop, or 1-drop, 1. I mean, it just depends on how many. Okay, just getting it out there on the board. I'm not sure that that's good or bad. I don't really know. I would have guessed he could have found a better use for that massacre, but it might just mean that he is flush with massacres in his hand. So that is definitely a possibility and something for us to think about going forward. He's going to duress, and unfortunately he hits. There are definitely, hands in this deck that can produce that are a complete miss for duress, but instead they get their choice between 3 of the cards currently in our hand. Yeah, and he takes the brawl. That's pretty straightforward. He now has the green light to try and get this champion above, you know, my presumable ability to block and try and pressure me that way with one big threat that can kind of maybe race. It also takes away my play for this turn unless I draw something, which I didn't. So on the plus side, I'm drawing land, so I can play Chariot and Growth and presumably play Huntmaster shortly after. On the minus side, I cannot do anything with my 3 mana this turn. So that is unfortunate. The question is, do I attack? And I think the answer to that is yes. Even though I don't think we're necessarily the aggressor in this matchup because of the champion of the parish, that's the only creature he's produced. The other 2 cards that he's played are not necessarily overly aggressive. And he is down to 3 cards in hand. So I feel as though that he cannot grow this champion all that quickly at this point. And, you know, right now I'm ahead on board, and I know I have plays for at least the next 2 turns that are pretty heavy to the board. So we shall see how it goes. A Faceless Haven is a good threat for him to have. I'm always jealous when my opponents have a Faceless Haven and I do not. I've actually been thinking about, over the last couple days, chat, Poppet Stitcher. Okay, so that's the way he plans on pumping his Chariot, not necessarily with other zombies, and that makes the Meat Hook Massacre make a lot more sense. So I accept all these things. I will trade the pack leader for the Stitcher. I don't think he's going to double block though, because even though I wouldn't pump to kill both things, because I'm interested in getting the Chariot on the table, he knows in the back of his mind that I could and just trade 2 for 1, and with him down to 2 cards in hand, I don't think he's interested in doing that. So it's just kind of free damages. But yeah, I've been thinking lately in the mono green deck about cutting the Lair of the Hydra. It seems like I very rarely activate the Lair of the Hydra, and I activate Faceless Haven quite a bit. Now, there is only 1 Lair of the Hydra in the deck, so, you know, maybe that's the reason I don't activate it more, is because I draw it 1/4 as often, roughly, as the Faceless Haven. But it seems like with the draws that I have Lair of the Hydra, although it can get bigger, this deck is not necessarily short on things to do with its mana. So the efficiency of getting a 4-power creature for 3 mana pumped into it is a lot better than getting a, you know, for the same 3 mana, getting a 2/2 in the Lair of the Hydra. Blizzard Brawl is good, but is it better than playing Unnatural Growth this turn? And I think the answer to that is no. I'm hoping to put enough pressure on him that he just has to start chump blocking with his creatures anyways, and I don't have to worry about Blizzard Brawl. Now, presumably he has more control in elements here. He might have a Divide by 0. He does not have double blue for a counterspell, though, so I'm pretty happy getting this into play. Okay, so him allowing this to actually go to combat and double my things tells me he does not have a bounce spell like an unnatural or a Divide by 0 for the Unnatural Growth, because I think he definitely would have done that before all my things got big. So, oh, I skipped a step. I wanted this to pump first, but then I did want to activate a Chariot, so I missed out on a token here, and that's unfortunate, but I think we're going to be okay. Okay. Like I said, it is unfortunate, especially now with him bouncing my pack leader. I'm very confused. Like, I did make a mistake, but he also made a mistake. If he was going to bounce the pack leader, I think he definitely should have done that before the trigger got put on the site for me to draw a card. I will still do that even if the pack leader's not in play. So it's kind of a very similar mistake to what I did. It was just letting it go one phase too far. So maybe he just gave me that in good faith. He knew that I meant to activate the Chariot, so he gave me a card in compensation. I don't know. Was he thinking about chump blocking with the champion there? It's very interesting if that was the case. I mean, he can take this and go to 6. I'm okay with that. I guess the champion is less important than the Stitcher, because without the Stitcher, the champion doesn't get bigger, but without the pairs, the Poppet Stitcher still kind of does what it's supposed to do. So I respect that. It would be very nice, obviously, to have a 4/4 blocker here, but I don't think he attacks with anything other than the 2/2 zombie anyways. Yeah, so he gets in 2 damages here, which is obviously not nothing, but as it stands, I think we will be able to recover from our mistake. Now he does have 3 cards in hand and 4 mana, so, or 4 lands. He could presumably have a 5th here, and he decides that he does not have what it takes, and we scoop it up. Did we re-roll our quest? I've forgotten already. We did. Okay. Nothing we're gonna get to do tonight. Very good. Staffy. Well, this hand is not great. Honestly, if the tracker was a 2-drop, I would be tempted to keep this hand and just pray we were against mono white, and I would love just seeing if triple Blizzard Brawl was enough to cross the finish line. And I would guess if it wasn't, that, man, the mono white matchup is just abysmal. But I'm not interested in not doing anything till turn 3 and then trying to like brawl on turn 4 to catch up. That sounds abysmal as well, so we're just going to mulligan. Okay, we're going to keep this. We are going to put, I think we put the Huntmaster back. It takes 2 more lands to get to the Huntmaster, and I think the way that we win this game is not by drawing land to get to Huntmaster, but by drawing spell that we can play, and maybe kind of not draw many more lands over the next couple turns. So we're going to aim for that. Man, mono white. Okay. We were going to run into it sooner or later. Just thinking about the bevy of plays that he has. Naked Luminarch Ascension is about as good as we could hope for in turn 2, I think. We are getting in. We are playing the tracker. The vigilance on the tracker is very good in the matchup, and especially if they get greedy. Like next turn, if I attack in with the tracker and he does not want to block with his 3/3 aspirant, actually he's probably attacking with his 3/3 aspirant, and I will be trading. If he doesn't attack, then honestly when I attack he should block, because he's definitely not blocking with his Spellbinder. Now he might just not even put the counter on the aspirant now, and just put the counters on the Spellbinder and try and race me in the air now that I can't conceivably cast Ren in time. But he does not do that. He also doesn't attack though, so I'm pretty sure he's interested in blocking one of my creatures. The reason that I think you attack there is I think I am supposed to block, and that makes my attack next turn much worse because my pack leader won't draw a card. The tracker is vigilant, so if you decide to not attack and not block, I think that's pretty much ideal for me. And he gets punished now here because I can pump the Ranger class and put the counter on the vigilant creature, and I'm presenting him the same choice next turn, except I'm up a card off the pack leader, and that's only if he doesn't decide he has to trade with the pack leader. What? Didn't see that one coming. Okay, I mean, that's not great for me. I do have another tracker though, so that is okay. Okay, so just 5/5. 5, yeah. No. I don't get any of this. Okay. I mean, he's still, and that's the sad part, right? Like, I don't think these plays have been great, and yet I still think he's going to win this game somewhat easily. We are just playing 2 creatures next turn. Starting the turn after that, though, we will start popping clues and or up in the Rangers class to try and get us to Ren before it's too late. But for this turn, I am interested in attacking with the Wolf. I don't think he's obviously blocking here, so he will be at 9. So we are winning the race quite a bit right now. And a minor upside is that our hand is now empty, so any further spellbinders that opponent plays will not be able to nab anything. So there, mono white, so there. Boy, these fateful absences though. Holy cow. Okay. So next turn, 5, 7. He's just dead, right? He's got to have an. Oh, well, he can have another blocker, I guess. Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. No blocks, sir. No blocks. Yep. He's just dead if he has no creatures to play in his mono white deck. Yep. And he decides to just play 1 creature. So I am going to have to be chumping next turn, but he is going to have to chump this turn. And he's going to have to chump the, well, he doesn't have to chump the 3/3 because blocking 1 damage is enough to keep lethal away, but he's going to block the 3/3 to keep as much damage off of him as possible. So I am going to get to draw a card with the pack leader, probably without pumping it, which is great for me, but we're just going to attack and see what he does. I am going to put the counter on the pack leader since it can get the tramples. Now, if he forces me to trample, I don't know that I am going to. Yeah, but luckily I don't have to make that choice. So we're just going to go ahead and say next. And I think I am just playing the Mammoth here, playing the Haven, and passing the turn. And we will crack one of these clues at the end of the turn if we need to. I don't think we're at the point where we have to crack a clue. Well, we can't hit a 1-drop. We have no 1-drops in the deck. So we have to just chump block with our Mammoth. Well, and since... okay, that's fine. We are still just chumping with the Mammoth. It probably means he can only swing with 1 Aspirant as well. So he should probably just pump the 1 Aspirant up to a 6 or a 8/8, and then just okay, he's just interested in getting the lifelinker up. That's fair. That's fair. This is not great for us, obviously. So next turn we can attack for not nearly enough, right? So we could get through for 8. So he'd go to -3, but then he'd gain 7, so he'd go up to 4, and we'd be dead on the backswing. This is probably going to be game over for us, but we'll see what we can do. Okay, so we are going to be able to play Ren next turn. We know that for certain. Okay. We can either, well, I say we're going to play Ren. We can either play Ren or fire up the Haven. I think what I do is I attack in with the pack leader, force him to trade it for the adversary. That shrinks the aspirants back down, and then I just play the Ren. I wish we could force that trade with the Wolf, but we cannot. I'm kind of regretting putting the counter on the pack leader last turn. Yeah, that's unfortunate. So if he attacks in, I lose my wolf, but he loses an aspirant. That's very good for me, so I don't think he can attack, and we're kind of in a standstill. His dudes get bigger every turn. Mine kind of does, but not at the pace that his does. He plays a chump blocker? Oh, he wants another threat large enough to... Okay. Really? I'm taking that. I accept, sir. So, normally I'm not interested in Rin going... Rin replacing himself the very next turn. Like, I mean, honestly, I have 2 Faceless Havens that I can trade. I'm definitely going up with Rin, so let's start there. 3rd Faceless Haven, so we'll go ahead and play that. That's fine. I'm not attacking with my 8/8. Am I? Honestly, yeah, I am. If he doesn't block... no, I can't do that, because I can't produce... No, I think I'm just playing the Rin. I would love to have this Rin stick around. Actually, no, I'm not. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pass the turn. I'm going to plan on activating 2 Havens and double block the creature I need to if he attacks. And then at the end of turn, if he doesn't attack, I'm going to crack a bunch of clues, untap, make a Rin, and then, or make a tree float and then make another Rin. I think that's the play. Yeah, I think that's the play. I think we might have this, chat. Famous last words. Famous last words. Ugh. Great draw from opponent. Man. I mean, we don't lose here, but it definitely made life just a ton harder just now. Unfortunately. Yeah, I still think we're okay here, though. Yeah, he agrees with me, so I'm going to crack some clues. Refuel, refuel. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We love to see a blizzard brawl. And the chariot's not bad either. Huntmaster, also good. We have what they call the options. So this turn, what's our play? We can chariot and Rin this turn? That seems amazing. Yeah, I'm pretty interested. I'm also incentivized to get this adversary off the table. Honestly, I don't think so, though. I'd rather save that for the turn that I'm going to attack. Let's start by going down.
The entire forest is in awe. The will of the woods is made manifest.
Do I attack this turn? I think I can actually afford to attack this turn. What's the downside to attacking this turn? I'm not sure that there is one. I think he just takes it, yeah. And this makes every attacker, including the cats, if necessary, lethal next turn. If I have to chump some this turn, that's cool. Yeah. Okay, good. Well, that was a win against Mono White with a mulligan to 6. When he had the second Faithful Absence. Faded Absence? God, I don't know why I can't remember the name of that card. Did not think we were winning that game, but the stars aligned. The stars aligned. David. Alright. I respect it. 2 drop, 3 drop, 5 drop, 6 drop. Keep. Yeah, without a Blizzard Brawl, the Mammoth is fine on turn 1. blue menace. Fading Hope my token. What a jerk. That is kind of sort of card disadvantage, but he's just playing a tempo game. I'm not playing around Jawari Disruption, especially since he killed the token, so I can't just pump and attack for 3. So which one of these would I rather have disrupted? I think I'd rather have the Troll disrupted. I don't think he's going to... I mean, if he's the Dragon's version, he's going to be able to run kill spells, so it's possible if he has to kill the Troll, I could ramp into a Wren next turn. But otherwise, I would much rather have the card. I think I'm going to play the Troll. That makes me happy. Got through the disruption window, but he has another Fading Hope. That makes me unhappy. That's one of the ways we lose to this deck. Anytime that I get Fading Hope, divide by 0, I feel like we just don't apply enough pressure and they do whatever the hell they want with us. So don't necessarily like that. Definitely just replaying the Troll this time, playing around Jawari Disruption. It probably just runs into a Saw It Coming or something at this point. Maybe even a divide by 0 to go get him, you know, a Sciences if he needs lands, or a Teachings. Divide by 0. Yeah, I told you, when we lose to this deck, this is probably how we do it, right? Already getting the Mascot Expedition. That is scary, because what that tells me is he already has pretty much everything locked up. He doesn't feel like he needs to draw cards. He doesn't feel like he needs to go search for land, and that is honestly quite terrifying. So I'm not super excited to play these next couple turns, especially because I did not draw a 4th land. So I wasn't going to play the... Well, I probably was going to play the Wren this turn. He didn't have Disruption, you know, 2 turns ago. So I would just play into it. But I didn't draw the land, so all we can do is keep playing this stupid Troll. The bounce spells are very good against mono green. Very good. And I'm sure opponent can smell blood in the water now with us, you know, having played this Troll for the 3rd time, missing a land drop. He's got the green light at this point. He'll be looking to, you know, draw cards as much as he can, set up his turn where he can, honestly, probably even get the Mascot Expedition. Whoo, boy. Yeah. The pain is here, boys and girls. We got through mono white just to get dominated by this Izzet deck. Triple Fading Hope and a divide by 0, and we cannot even hit a 2nd or a 5th land to be able to play something better than this Troll. Something that would still leave board presence in play if they were able to bounce the token. I wouldn't even care that they bounced the token and we weren't getting the card back. Our hand is so full of cards that we're never going to cast before he kills us. So, you know, I'm honestly pretty sure that if he has it this turn, he's just foretelling Epiphany. Next turn, he's going to Mascot Expedition. The turn after that, he'll take his extra turn, and the game will be pretty much over. I am playing this as a land. There's 2 reasons for that. 1, I don't want him to be able to counterspell or kill it. 2, when I do drop Wren next turn, if by some miracle it resolves, I would like to make 5/5 Treefolk instead of 4/4 Treefolk. So, first things first, I'm going to go ahead and attack and alert him to the fact that we are not going to be pumping up Ranger's Class. Do we actually get to touch him before the game is over? We do. Chat, we did damages. We won. We fought the good fight, and we came out ahead. I'm just interested in playing another Troll here. It doesn't even behoove me to play that first because it's not untapped, so I can't play around double Disruption or whatever anyways. So I'm just going to throw it out there and then show him the land after he decides what he's doing about this. Alright, Here you go, opponent. Do your worst. Yep, he gets the deluge. This is probably just setting up for the turns I talked about before. I'm pretty sure we're just going to see Expedition into Epiphany here from opponent. We've given him all the time in the world to set up. Double iteration plus a deluge. I mean, I don't know if this is him just playing with his food here. Unclear. We're gonna we're gonna soldier on and hope and pray. Maybe he's just got squat, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 land. We were stuck on 4 land, and now we're at 8. So that's interesting. What do we do with our 8 mana? I think it's just Ren plus Tracker. I think that is probably correct.
Trees are old and wise. Heed them from root to canopy. The trees are mighty.
He finally found a disruption. That's okay. I was definitely gonna try and double spell there, and I think playing Tracker is just not enough. He's flashing back the deluge? Man, he thinks he's got a ton of time. I mean, if I draw a land, I'm smacking him for 14. I'm killing him. If I draw a land, I'm killing him because I'll pump it up. No, never mind, I'm not. I didn't draw the land anyways, but the counter would come after the doubling. So I would have played a land, it would have gone to a 14-14, then it would have get the counter. He'd be a 15-15, and I'd leave him at 1. Oh, well, I could still. I'm hitting the land. I get to go up with Ren. We hit the land. That's not bad. It is an attacker. So I think at this point I'm interested in just playing the growth and then being able to make at least 1 token end of turn. So let's see. This keeps up one of the lands. Yes, good. Okay. Do I do this? No, I think I'd rather make the... token in a turn. I mean, we may... He's going to play the thing next turn, but the troll has trample. So I think he has to start taking turns now before he plays the Mascot Expedition. I think the turn that he played Burn Down the House, he should have gone ahead and played the Mascot Expedition. I think he's got... Okay. He's got an iteration to take multiple extra turns. Or is he just going to iterate the Mascot Expedition? Okay. So you're saying there's a chance. This is going to attack next turn for 9 trampoline, plus the 14-14 tree vote we're going to have. So, honestly, plus the 8-6. Yeah, we're definitely activating this as well. We got big beefy boys. Big beefy boys. Yep. He wants to make sure we don't somehow kill something, I guess. We'll just leave him with this 3-2, I guess. Let's go up here. Do we go up? I'm not 100% sure, to be honest with you. I think we do, because I'm interested in trying to make another troll in a turn. If we go up, we can hit... Oh, did we already play a land? We did. That was a mistake. Okay. That's okay. We're not going to linger. We can still make the troll, though, because of the Faceless Haven having Vigilance. So, yeah, we're going to end the turn. We could be swinging with one more token, but I don't know. I think between still having the Haven and the troll, if he doesn't take the rest of the turns this game, he's going to lose. So, it comes down to whether or not he's got that set up yet. Okay, I don't think that he's got any outs left to this at this point. Well, I mean, I say that. Well, yeah, I don't think he does, because he's already played 3 of his Fading Hopes, right? Yeah, 3 Fading Hopes and a Divide by 0. So, he's going to have found a lot more of those effects if he wants to win the game. This looks like an iteration. No, this... Okay. What could that be? I think the only ones that this plays are the Saw It Coming, the Epiphany, and I think that's it? I'm not sure. Not sure what that could be. That's relevant anyway. So, oh, we didn't make the... I got too busy thinking about what that could be. We didn't make the token. That was a punt. That was a big punt. That might be the difference in winning this game and not. That's unfortunate. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes I just punt. And you know what? It's alright. We're going to keep playing. I didn't think I was going to win this game anyways. I think we have a much better chance of winning this game, even after making that punt that we did on turn 4 when he bounced that troll for the... Or turn 5 when he bounced that troll for the 3rd time. Okay? That's going to be enough to keep him in the game for another turn, unfortunately. That is sad. Yep. We are going to remember our troll, and we are going to make another tree folk. We don't have enough mana to do anything else, unfortunately.
The entire forest is in.
Okay. It seems like he has a bounce spell here. Nope. At least not that he wants to pull the trigger on. He definitely had a play of some nature. Or he had turned on full control, one or the other. I'm still getting used to the tells with Arena when there's a pause, what that means. Iteration. Okay. This looks like Epiphany. Yep. I do have a blocker. So we'll see. We'll see how many of these he can chain together, right? If he can't keep chaining them together, he can't attack. And at the end of this, I still do get to make my wolf. Cannot forget about the wolf this time. Unfortunate that the game is still going on. That doesn't look good. Him swinging here is a bad sign. Him swinging here probably means we've lost this game. Oh boy. Yeah. This is a lot of turns, isn't it, chat? This is probably a lot of turns. Yep. think we punted, and I think it cost us. So we're dead. Right? Oh yeah, definitely dead. Okay, good game. Unfortunate. I'm frustrated with myself for that, but I guess we're just gonna learn from it and keep on going. That is, sometimes I do that. You know, the more I play Magic on a regular basis, the better I get at not making those sorts of mistakes. But that is at least the major reason why the channel is named what it is. When I had first come back to Magic, so for those of you that don't know, I played quite a bit when I was in middle school and high school, and when I eventually moved away after graduating high school, I was not playing really at all, and when I moved, it's not great. We'll keep. What are we putting back? That's a great question. With the Cobra, I'm probably incentivized to try and ramp into the Ren. Yeah, I think we have to put the Blizzard Brawl back here. But anyways, I was just coming back to the game. It was actually a friend of mine who played Warhammer, who had some boxes of Magic that he had, you know, gotten with store credit through miniature tournaments he had played in, that he just didn't need any more miniatures, and he was a collector of things, and so he had gotten some Magic cards, and we worked together at the time, and so I saw him in his office one day, and I was asking him about it, and he told me, he's like, I have no clue how to use those things. And so I told him to come in sometime, and or like, you know, sometime on lunch or whatever, we would play Magic, and we did. I ended up enjoying it quite a bit, kind of very similarly to this. I've taken a few breaks kind of at times, and always when I've started playing again, I've enjoyed it when I've come back. And so anyways, he got really into it, and we started going to like PTQs. For those of you that don't know what PTQs are, there used to be the large events were called Pro Tours, and there were qualifier tournaments for those. And the great thing about qualifier tournaments was they just gave you a plane ticket to that tournament, wherever it happened to be, and you got entry into that tournament, which was obviously amazing. And so we were interested in doing that, and there was an event. It was a team PTQ, and we went and played in this team PTQ, and it was me, the one buddy of mine that I worked with, and a third person who was kind of, you know, at that time, one of the better players at the local shop. And, you know, we thought it was great that we were teaming up with this guy, and, you know, da-da-da. And there was one around, it was a team sealed event, and this was Onslaught, I believe, limited. We're going to waste our turn here to kill this, whatever it's called, Adeline, and they decide they've had enough. Okay. It was team sealed. We built some pretty good decks, and there was a turn that I had a boy. Let me see how deeply ingrained this memory is in my head, to see if, I mean, nobody here is gonna also remember this to tell me I'm remembering incorrectly, but I think the name of the card was Primarch Escapee, and it was like a 7-mana 4/4 flyer. So it was like a just in the game kind of card, you know. And I had a Primarch Escapee, and I also had a Venom Sprout Brachus, which this one is a little bit more nebulous to me exactly what it does, but I know it's a 5-mana, I believe, ground creature that had an activated ability that could deal damage to flyers. Okay, so I have the Venom Sprout Brachus in play, and I have the Primarch Escapee in play. And so I'm thinking to myself, this is locked up. You know, if he plays a flyer, I'm going to kill it. If he doesn't, I'm just going to attack through in the air uncontested, and the game is over. You know, meanwhile, you know, one of my teammates has won his game, one of my teammates has lost his game, and so it's all come down to me. And you know, clearly it's all come down to me because we see the pace at which I play these games. So my opponent, being the clever person he was, he decides he cannot win this game unless I make a mistake. And you can probably tell from, you know, the genesis of me starting to tell this story that I did in fact make a mistake. But he had a clone in his hand, a 4-mana just like literal clone. And so he decides, well, if he clones the Primarch Escapee, I'm just going to be able to kill it with the Venom Sprout Brachus. So he clones my Venom Spout Brachus. And so I don't know what to do. I'm like, well, I think my deck's better. I have answers to that. I'm just going to wait and draw my answers to that. You know, so we go into this draw go mode where it's just turn after turn of us just sitting there building up our army and staring at one another. Because, you know, I have a flyer, but he's got a Venom Spout Brachus, and I don't want it to die, and he doesn't have anything to block my Venom Spout Brachus, but he has his own. So we just kind of build up our arsenal, and eventually it goes to turns, and, you know, we end up drawing, which draws us for the round, and that knocks us out of contention for the top 4 for the tournament. After the game, it is pointed out to me by my very gracious teammates who were not nearly as upset with me as they probably had every right to be. It was pointed out to me that Venom Spout Brachus's activated, part of its activated ability is a green mana cost, and although my opponent cloned it, he was not playing green whatsoever. So there was literally no fear. I could have just been attacking with my Primarch Escapee until my opponent had died a horrible death. So from that point on, anytime that the 3 of us were teamed up in a tournament, our team name was Auto, stands for Oblivious to the Obvious. And that was how I got the name Auto Picks eventually. Is I was playing fantasy football one year, and I needed the team name, and I felt, well, I had never played fantasy before. I'm probably going to be oblivious to things that are very obvious in this, and I thought it was a fun play on words. If you auto draft, AUTO, where the computer picks for you, it was very similar to auto picks, with the OTTO. So I decided the play on words was fun, and I was going to use it. And then, to come full circle, I realized that this applies just as well to Magic, where I'm pretty oblivious in the limited environment to what other people think are very good picks. Around that same time, I was just furiously drafting mono white. Anytime we drafted in the shop, mono white soldiers. I didn't care. I passed a in Onslaught, one of the mechanics was mist form. You could it wasn't quite changeling. You had to use an activated ability to give mist form creatures some other creature type of your choice, and the rare blue mist form creature, I forget the name, mist form avian or something maybe, was a 5/5 flyer for 6, maybe even 7. I don't know. Creatures were terrible back then, but I passed one of those because I wanted to take some, like first pick, first pack, because I was like, I don't need this. I'm just gonna draft a, like some random soldier. I don't even remember what my picks would have been in that set, but so I decided it was pretty accurate in my Magic life too. I still am pretty oblivious to things sometimes, and I just I live with that. But when I pay close enough attention, and when I play, reasonably tight, I think we do okay. So, anyways, maybe I'll clip that. Maybe I think that's the first time that I've told the story of how I decided on the name for the channel. Maybe I'll try and remember to make a VOD out of that, and kind of. Can I put clips in my like about page? Can I put like a video clip? Does anybody know? If so, how do you do that? Because even your highlights are only available for 14 days, right? I think that's right. I don't know. More things I'm gonna learn as we go. Yeah, hand seems fine. I think I am gonna play 4 Lahedron on 2. I'm probably just gonna do the Cobra Chariot 7 plan. Very rarely do we do that, but from time... we lucked out against last opponent. He was kind of playing a more off-brand mono-white build, cleric class and whatnot, and he was not interested in what we had going on and decided to just hand it over to us. This one is probably not going to be near as easy. The Familiar is one of the better cards against us because it means they're probably playing close to the playset of Qu3ll3r and Apparition, and those are both among the better cards against us. I think to win this matchup with this hand, we are just trying to high roll. I mean, God, the curve of 2, 3, 4, 5 is appealing. But I'm just, you know what, I think, I don't want to get too much in my head. I'm worried about the Qu3ll3r or the Apparition, but if I'm worried about the Qu3ll3r or Apparition, he's still going to eat the Cobra, and then I won't have, you know, I guess if he eats it, then I'll just go straight to Tracker. And if he eats it and I get it back later, I'd rather have the pack leader back later if it is Qu3ll3r. But if I get through the rest of my drops and I still am alive somehow, I'd much rather play the pack leader after than have the Cobra still in my hand. I think I'm going to try the Cobra. I think it's worth letting him attack this turn with whatever he wants if he's not going to kill my creature. If he does kill my creature, it never mattered. I think that's pretty fair to say. Okay. And it's even the Apparition instead of the Qu3ll3r, so either way we're getting a 2/2 token if we ever kill it. So definitely happy to have the leader still in my hand. We're still obviously probably, you know, reasonably dead here, but we'll keep on swinging. He also had a Qu3ll3r. Yeah. Is unfortunate. We're doing a thing where we're just dying. So, I mean, we'll definitely play the Chariot and see, but pretty sure this is just death. He would need four lands in his hand. Didn't have 4 lands in his hand. I mean, I'm clearly going to double block the Apparition and get back a 2/2. Like, I'm trading a 2/2 for another 2/2? Actually, I don't even have to. I'm just eating the Apparition, right? What tricks could he have here? I don't know what tricks for 1 mana they play. I know they play Fateful Absence. I know they sometimes play the land kill creature modal dual face card or whatever. I want my free 2/2 back. Free 2/2s are great.
I will protect Sp3ll. The will of the woods is made manifest.
There's a chance here. I mean, okay. reprieve. That feels nice. That feels nice too. So what do I kill? Do I kill the... I think I kill the familiar before it gets any bigger, and then I just try and force eventually the adversary and the Cathar to have to chump. Yeah, I think that's right, because then I can still even attack him with the chariot as well. We're definitely going up here. Are we? Yeah, we're going up. I'm interested in trying to get to next turn where I make another one.
We will help you find safe ground.
Honestly, I could brawl with the chariot. That's probably better, because then he can't even block with a ton of creatures and trade it off. I think we might have gotten there. Let's find out together. Whew. We ain't gonna make it easy. I'm interested in cracking this clue in turn because I really don't want to flip the Cathar. Okay. Okay. So the chariot's going to get in again and at least trade with something. The question is, can I start attacking with the tree folk as well? I think I'm going to attack with at least one of them. He's got 5 attackers. Let's just get him dead. I will have 5 blockers post combat. Plus I can make another tree folk if I need to. Let's just get him dead. I think this is the turn we turn the corner. Or yeah. Okay. So the chariot has done, plenty of work here, obviously. Man, he'd rather block with the second adversary than the aspirant? Okay. I don't know. Maybe. Wow, blocking with the aspirant too? Okay. Gonna kill the tree folk. I mean, these are all good things for me. I think there's probably no way we're losing from here. Get our tracker back, get another token. We are obviously going up now with the Ren. Maybe he plays some sort of Wrath in his mono white deck. I don't know. But I'm not interested in just making another tree folk for no reason. It has to be a Wrath or he loses here. He's going to see that he would have flipped finally his his Cathar. Fair enough, sir. GG's. Oh, fighting the good fight. So can he survive here? So he blocks 2 of the tree folk. So no, yeah, I guess he still survives. Okay, maybe. No. Okay. Yeah, I don't see how he wins from here, but feels good to take that from mono white. So I think I'll take that trade. We punted against the Izzet opponent, but we squeaked one out against mono white. So that's kind of even Steven. Valkyrie sword. I have one of these apparently, since this doesn't say it's new, but I don't know what it does. When it enters the battlefield, I can pay. Is that 5? Where'd it go? Yeah, that's 5. Okay. If you do, create a 4/4 white angel. Oh, okay, so it's like a. Got it. Okay. So you can have 2 mana plus 3 to equip for 2/1, which is terrible, or you can have 7 mana for a 6/5 flying vigilant thing. Yeah, that's not seen playing anything. Great, great. Coming up on our 5-1 match. Smoke. Well, we have 2 lands, but we have 2 2-drops. Double Blizzard Brawl will be good if we ever draw a 3rd land, and obviously Chariot is just kind of chilling. I think we are going to keep this. Double Pack Leader means that if we do hit a 3rd land drop, but the Pack Leaders live, we'll get our 3rd land drop the turn after if we attack and draw 2 extra cards, presumably. And if not, we weren't going to win the game anyway, so there we go. We get it right away. That's exciting. Looks like we're playing against Izzet again. Snarls aren't necessarily standard in the Izzet decks, but I don't think it changes my idea of what it's about. I still believe this to be, you know, some sort of game that's going to end with me either attacking with a bunch of creatures and him furiously digging for answers, or it is going to end with him taking a bunch of turns. Okay, we're getting Fading Hope again. 'Tis unfortunate. I'm really surprised that without me punting that last turn that we would have won that game after getting triple Fading Hope and Divide by 0. That was quite impressive. Unfortunately, didn't draw a 3-drop, but we have drawn a 3rd land, so I cannot be upset by that. Hopefully we continue to draw land. I wonder what he's thinking about here, because... Oh, Divide by 0. Okay. Yeah, that's fair. Probably getting... Oh, Sciences. Interesting. Okay. Really want a 4th land here. I think with 4 lands, I would just play double Pack Leader, honestly, to try and empty out my hand a little bit. And also to... boy, this is going to be tough. This is very unfortunate. But we're not going to get down, you know. Last time we thought we were out of it, we definitely still had a path to victory. So we're just going to continue to do our best to look for those if and when they present themselves, and try and close the door this time instead of giving them the 1 extra turn that they need to take all the rest of the turns. If there's something worse than getting Fading Hope divided, it's probably Fading Hope divide. Yeah, I'm gonna have to discard a card. It's probably gonna be this Wren. Oh joy. Maybe it should have been one of the brawls. I don't know, but maybe he's the Dragon's version. I don't think that version runs as many bounce spells, but right now we can't even draw land 4, let alone land 5. So I don't think it can be terribly wrong, even if it is wrong. He definitely just wants to draw cards here, I think. Yep. If he could have gotten 1 more card out of his hand, he actually would have been able to draw 3, I think, on that teachings. Isn't that how that works? So he wouldn't have had those, so he'd have been at 1, 2, 3. No, he still would have been at 4 cards, so. Okay, so guess what? I didn't draw a land, but I drew a tracker. So at least if he starts bouncing that, I'll continue to make tokens. And I do use all my mana this turn, so upgrades. Hey, we drew a land, but unfortunately, it was not a land that will allow us to play double pack leader. So, are we playing the Chariot, or are we playing pack leader plus inscription? I'm going to die with some number of cards in my hand if I don't start double spelling. So, I think I'm going to attack, and if he doesn't bounce it, I think I'm just going to inscription it, and I hope he's just out of bounce spells. I think that might be the game plan. It unfortunately does not save it from burn down the house range. So if I play it, pump it, and then play a pack leader, he could still just burn down the house. It does save it from the frost and fire if that's what he's on, though. It has to be with the Haven, so I can still play a pack leader. Let's see what it does. Another bounce spell would be a blowout. Another divide is obviously, I mean, as much of a blowout as you can get. He's looking at his suspend card. That probably is a saw it coming in at this point. Okay. Sure. So he can still saw it coming. He could even draw saw it coming now that he has the treasures still. Okay, he lets it go. Probably already, I mean, he knows about the pack leader, so probably if he has a sweeper, he's thinking that he can take the 6 here and then sweep both of these up. That does mean that I could attack him down to 10 with the Haven. But 10 is a far cry from dead. So I think we're going to need a bunch of help here. And it starts with maybe him not sweeping this turn. Let's see if we can get him to not do that. And that was... It was a lot to ask, right? It was a lot to ask. But that's okay. At least we thought about it. We made an informed decision, and we thought that we couldn't afford to play around it, so we just went for it. Sometimes they're not going to have it there, regardless of how many cards they draw. To be fair, he drew a lot of cards. Let's just throw that out there. He has 2 mana up. That I think this is a saw it coming. Which means I kind of just want to double spell again. And I think that means just pack leader and pack leader. Alright, so if those are allowed to attack, I don't really care if they connect, because I will draw 2 cards from my trouble. I mean, I would prefer they connect, obviously, but 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, so he still can't... Oh, he can, because it's so that was an epiphany that's foretold. So he's taking some turns. This does not kill me in and of itself, but... Obviously, we're nearing death at that point, or at this point, rather. We will just be auto-passing for the next 2 turns. We don't have any additional plays to make here. Yep, that's the... I mean, honestly, Galvanic Iteration is not great in this deck, but that is the one thing that, you know, I think Memory Deluge, especially if he had already played it and so he's playing it out of the graveyard, anytime you have 2 extra turn cycles, you know, 2 extra turns coming, and you can use the first one to flash back a Deluge and look at 7 cards, chances are you're doing it again the next turn. And I think that's honestly what makes this deck so good. I'm not saying this deck would not be a deck without Deluge, but alright, I'm assuming at least one of those is an Epiphany. He will have enough next turn to flash back the iteration and then Epiphany again. And we're going to make him do it, you know. He could be bluffing, those could both be saw it comings. If he leaves any birds back, we know. If he doesn't, we know. Okay, he could also just do it pre-combat. At least that way we know, opponent. Okay, we can go ahead and scoop now. Fine work, sir. Fine work. They've had very good draws against us. Like I've said, the bounce spells are how the Izza deck win that game. Or those games, right? We can reasonably play around one sweeper most of the time. Sometimes we can play around two, but the early turns, just getting time walked is is a lot to ask when they want to be time walking us in the later turns too. We need early damage. We need to kill them. We are the beatdown, so to say. So they say. So they tell me. So 5 and 2. We need to rattle off 2 wins in a row if we expect to get our 7 and 2. And we're not doing it with this hand. Whew. On 6, I think we're going to keep this and hope that we're up against something grindy. We're going to put the Huntmaster back. Actually, yeah, I think we put the Huntmaster back. And obviously 3 if we don't get there with the greens. 4 hopefully because we'll have gotten there by that point. And then 5, asking to put one of the 3 drops. Well, we won last time we played mono white and mode to 6. But this hand doesn't even have a 2-drop. I think if we don't draw a 2-drop this turn, we're probably just dead. It's possible I should have played a Snow Covered Forest this turn and then played the lair next turn, just in case I drew a Blizzard Brawl, and thought my only chance of winning was to get that online on turn 3. Hey, we did draw a 2-drop, so that's exciting. Well, the good news is he didn't have Apparition and or Cathar. The bad news is he had Redain. This hand can't possibly beat a Redain, right? I don't think so. Do I block? I think I just block, right? I think we just block. If he has a second one, that just gives him fuel. And we did draw the Brawl, so the Hydra's looking pretty mopey. We probably would have played it on turn 2, even if we had played the Forest on turn 1. We just kind of... I mean, clearly I'm glad we drew the class last turn, so I think we've done all we could ask for here. We're just going to play the Troll and hope to be able to... I mean, next turn I guess we Brawl plus play land, still play Tracker, so this isn't terrible. Oh, right. You know the thing where next turn we needed to kill the Redain before playing the 3-drop because our land was going to come into play tap? That also applies to this turn too. So all we're doing is pumping this up with no play. Next turn, what I think we really need... He has to put that on the familiar, right? Yeah, so it's not great, but it's not the worst. Next turn we need to draw another 2-drop so that we can... Yeah, we'll draw a 4-drop that we'll never be able to play before we die. Okay. We take 6, take 5 in there next turn, go to 9. I mean, we still got plays. We still got not great plays, but you know, they're plays. It's honestly possible there that the Tracker was the better play, because I think right now Vigilance is better than Trample. I think I could have reasonably started attacking with the Tracker. I love that he played that as that thing though, because now when I kill this Redain, you know, he won't have the second one. Yeah, vigilance is better now because in the currently, because I would have been able to attack and still have that up as a blocker. Although, I mean, I'm gonna have another grounded blocker this turn anyways, and the other creature is a flyer, so I don't think it punished us. But we should have thought that through more. Normally, the default is in this matchup, trample is better than vigilance. I think because I'm trying to race, but that was not the case here. And honestly, I say that I'm not trying to race very often. I'm trying to trade material off more often than not. Oh yeah, I'm definitely paying 1. I thought it was just a... what am I thinking of that it just prevents 1 damage? Yeah, I'm going to auto pay. That's fine. So I was hoping to play Chariot this turn, but I'm just going to be able to play Tracker. So that's okay though. So since he only has 1 ground attacker, I am going to attack. Gotta start trying to get him dead. Next turn we do have a Wren to kind of stem the bleeding on this flyer. So we're looking okay. We're not out of the woods, but we are looking... okay, we're looking worse. We're looking a lot worse. He's taking the Rangers class? Alright. I mean, that means he can't attack for that 2 this turn. I would have been dead next turn if, you know, if he'd swung through, put me at 3, I'd have been dead to his flyer. I mean, I have the Wren, so, you know, he needs another removal spell either way, but that was a weird play, I think. I could be wrong. Maybe I'm wrong, because if he peels the removal spell, he kills me from 5 with the 1 flyer anyways, so, yeah, I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe not. I'm not going to show him this before I attack, I guess. Alright. I mean, I like where we're at.
Heed the trees.
Big turn for him coming up. I mean, he's got draws that kill me here. Son of a... well, we said he had him, and he got one. Fair enough, sir. Good game. Thought we were going to get another mono white on a mold of 6, but we didn't. Oh, they don't pump because it's a it was a token. Boy, now he's got decisions to make. Oh no. Nice. I don't know if that's BM, but it was nice. I didn't realize it. I don't think he did either. Obviously, he told me oops. Now he gets to decide. I guess he just swings in with 4, puts me dead on the board. I can top deck another Wren. Short of that, though, I'm just dead. Come on, second Wren. Or, you know what else does it? Is the enchantment. A second Chariot does not, though. Bummer, man. Actually, no, he's still dead. He's dead to the Faceless Haven. Oh boy, we got there, folks. I think. What else does this do? Oh no, he's not. We leave him at 1. Oh, I forgot about that stupid thing. Oh my god, that feels bad, man. I couldn't have done anything different. Like, what was I gonna do? I guess I could have popped a clue, but I couldn't have popped the clue and played another Wren. Yeah, to draw on the Wren, but I would have only had 4 mana. I wouldn't have had a 5th mana. Okay, good game. I don't have a way to block fire. Yep, that was just double checking. That was still a punt to not do it prior because what I could have drawn was a Blizzard Brawl. So definitely still a punt there. I'll let him kill me. What am I doing? Just let him swing. Let him have his fun. And now he draws a land, of course. 2 portable holes off the top, and then he draws a land. Nice victory. I didn't get there. I didn't get there, Mayor. Nice to see you here. Thanks for coming and hanging out. Yeah, I did not take into account the flipped Redain over here. I got hasty and attacked in. I should have cracked the clue first and tried to draw to, you know, a brawl, I think. Yeah, I missed it too, man. It's one of those things. Magic's tough sometimes. Glad to see you, though. Welcome, welcome. We just got done. That was our back-breaking loss to end the league at 5-3. We lost twice to mono white. We did sneak out a win to mono white on a mold of 6, so I was super happy with that. Our third loss came from actually no, we only lost to mono white once. We actually lost twice to Izzet in this set, which was not what I expected. It's not normally what knocks us out, but one of them was completely my fault. I told myself that I was going to sack the land that a troll was on to get a troll end of turn, which would have killed opponent, and I completely just clicked OK and went to my turn, and that gave him the one turn he needed to just take all the rest of the turn. So one complete punt, and then, you know, that one, even though we didn't notice it until late enough. Yeah, it's the Izzet deck is not the best thing to play with, or to play against, I don't think, sometimes, at least from my perspective, but you know, that's probably because I don't play it. Either way, we got to 5 wins. We get a rare for our troubles. Let's see what we got. We got a black staff of Waterdeep, which is apparently, you know, a thing in Vintage Cube. I think that I saw somebody play a while ago. I think it was Reed Duke played this. I was watching the stream, and he did very well with that. I was very surprised. I didn't think that this was much of a card. And a couple other things here. We already have a Fumes if we want it, and I got one of these the other day. It seems like a card that wouldn't see any play anywhere. So Mayor, welcome to the stream. I'm a pretty new streamer to Arena. I'm a pretty old Magic player, but have not played almost at all in the past 7 or 8 years. So we are just getting back into up to speed and into things. And we have started on Arena and have built. We started out with a Werewolves deck and have kind of parlayed that into mono green, and we are currently just smashing our decks up against the opponents in standard events. And we're saving up our gold and our gems right now to try and do some drafts when Crimson Vow comes out and try and build up our collection and kind of start, you know, perpetuating and kind of rolling forward. So how about yourself? What's your experience like with Arena? Are you normally a constructed player? Do you like to draft? What do you like to do in the world of Arena? We're going to go ahead and jump back into another one. Got started a little bit early, so it's only a little bit after 12. We can play a second one here. As always, I'm going to throw the deck list up for a few seconds, just for anybody new, Mayor especially, since he's chatting with us, to take a look at what we're running. After that, we'll just get right back in and start battling again. Alright, we're going to go ahead and just jump back in. If you have any specific questions about the deck, just let me know. I'd be happy to answer them. Am I missing something? Maybe I'm missing something. Can I hit edit and then I always just hit done? Is there like a select all from here? No, there's really not. That's so weird to me. I would like to edit it and then select the same deck. That's what I want. Played about a year ago. Okay. And so you're also just coming back as well? Not a great hand. We definitely need a third land. So honestly, Mayor, that's a great question. I don't really. I think it's easier when you're starting out in a format, especially with card availability issues. I am playing this account as a free-to-play account right now. I think it is easier to build a more aggressive deck because it allows you to kind of intermingle more of the cards. So I started out with the Gruul Werewolves deck. A lot of the cards in that deck carried over to this deck. So I didn't have to spend as many wild cards when I took a look at this and decided the mono green deck was probably a much better deck than the Werewolves deck. So I think in that way I just picked the deck that one, I had a good starting point for, because one of the free decks was a red-green landfall kind of deck that, you know, also gave me a good starting point. Hey, thanks for the follow, Mayor. You were my 6th sub to meet my sub goal. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I do not know yet what I'm going to do when I meet sub goals. For right now, I guess I'm just saying thank you. But I really do appreciate it, and I'm looking for ideas for things to do when I meet these goals. So if you have any ideas, then be sure to let me know. I love that he killed my token with a Fateful Absence. I think I'm just playing the Mammoth here. It's going to get more damage in over the next couple turns. I do have at least one land to play. So, but anyways, back to what I was saying is I think there's a lot more overlap in kind of, you know, aggressive to mid-rangey strategies than there are with control strategies. And so I think that it you know, spinning my wild cards on these types of decks just allowed me to kind of iterate more quickly. And that was something I was definitely interested in. So that's kind of where I started, but I just like to brew, honestly. Once my collection is built up, I'm gonna like building decks, and I'm gonna like building control decks and aggressive decks and pretty much anything in between. So that's kind of where I'm at. How about you? What kind of decks do you like to play? You said you're not sure what you want to play, but what were you playing before in your old when you played a year ago? What is this thing that he played? Okay, other creatures, good. What were you playing when you played a year ago? Since we have the spare mana, I am just going to brawl this thing. I probably should have done it pre-combat. Oh, but I don't... Yeah, I should have just done it pre-combat. But I didn't, so we're just going to do it now. Oh, wow. He decided he didn't want any part of that. Okay. Well, I accept, sir. Thank you very much. Let's see. I'm going to try very quickly to edit my stream and update this follower goal. So we end this goal, I guess. Oh, nope, that didn't work. Okay, let's start a new goal. Oh, it did it for me, 6 of 10. Yeah, start that goal. Good. A white black sacrifice deck. Okay. So there is the mono black, or sometimes black with a splash, sometimes for white, sometimes for green, other times for blue. Basically, I've seen it with everything but red, I think. And it kind of is the most similar thing to, I think, a sacrifice style deck. It plays the Shambling Ghast and the Eye Twitch along with the Skullport Merchant. And it kind of has a lot of that feel that I normally get out of like an aristocrat style deck. So if that's a style of deck that you like, you know, maybe that's a deck to check out. I think it has pretty good game against mono green. It runs Blood in the Snow, which is very good against this deck as a sweeper. And I think the real nail in the coffin is Lawlith. Lawlith is very good against mono green, especially against Rin. It's, you know, if we both get our planeswalkers out, Lawlith definitely trumps Rin when that happens. So it's also, I think, a pretty good deck against mono white. So, you know, you kind of gotta decide where you want to be on that, which decks you beat, you know. it's very good against, I think, mono green and mono white, but I think it's actually worse against the Izzet decks, so it just depends on what you want to beat, I guess. It had cards that would proc events on 3 life gain per turn. Increase. Okay. Okay. That sounds interesting. I'm not familiar with the individual cards from previous standards, so I don't know exactly what cards, but it sounds nice. So it's like a aristocrat style deck, but also with some life gain elements and spawning of creatures from an enchantment. Gotcha. So we mulligan to 6 here. The thought, or the decision here, we're obviously keeping this hand. The decision is, do we throw back the 4th land, or do we throw back the Wrenn? I'm going to err on the side of, I'm going to have things to do with the land if I flood, but if I die with a Wrenn in my hand because I never draw a 5th land, I'm going to be sad. So I'm going to put the Wrenn back. Hall of the Giants. Yeah, Hall of the Storm Giants is usually Izzet, so we'll keep that in mind. I'm not going to play Cobra here because I don't really have anything to do with it. Next turn I can play Cobra, play a land, and then still pump up Ranger class before I attack. So that's the current plan. I think I would rather do that than play Tracker on 3. Yeah, I still think I believe that to be the case. So let's do that. Next turn, that does allow me enough mana to Tracker. Oh, okay. Tracker plus pop the clue. Or I can just play a Chariot. It's not as mana efficient to play the Chariot, but... And honestly, it doesn't kill him quicker either. I think I'd rather play the Chariot later and just try and get him dead with the Tracker now. Now the question is, what am I pumping with the Ranger class? I guess we could, in theory, get this outside of the range of a Battle of Frost and Fire if that's what he's running, instead of Burn Down the House before he gets to 5 mana. It is weaker to a bounce spell, but he can't bounce it with Divide by Zero. He can only bounce it with Fading Hope, so I think this is worth doing. We are representing lethal next turn if he has Absolute Air. And we do not have to cast a spell, so if those are Saw It Comings that are foretold, those aren't doing him very much good right now. He's looking at him. He's beholding the universe, or the multiverse. Whatever he's beholding, I'm happy to see it. He's tapping 2 of his 3 available lands on his turn. He's digging hard. I mean, we're definitely just firing up the Haven and forcing him to have something, and he didn't. Okay. I'm very happy with how that went out. So, Mayor, how much of that deck, or just how much of your collection, because, you know, I guess things cycle out every set, I think, but, you know, not everything from that previous deck you had would have rotated. So, how much of that deck do you think is still, you know, available to you to start off on a new deck, or, you know, is most of it gone and you'll have to start from scratch, or do you have a kind of starting point that you could just add cards to? Are you even interested in continuing to play that style deck, or has something else caught your eye? So the rule that I've been abiding to is not keeping a hand on 7 that doesn't contain a 2-drop. So holding myself accountable to that rule, I'm going to go ahead and mulligan this. I don't think this is a particularly good hand. I'm much happier with this one. I'm just going to put back the redundant Azeka's Chariot. This is probably the mirror match. I've said before that I do not like Sentinel in the deck, but it can definitely get you sometimes, so we're going to have to see how it plays out. This turn I'm going to pack leader. Next turn I can Cobra into Blizzard Brawl, so I'm pretty interested in doing that. Okay, so it's actually red-green. This is probably Magda type stuff. Do I really kill a Sentinel with my Blizzard Brawl? I feel like the answer to that is probably no. Let's see. I don't want to think about it. I just know the decks I hated to play against. I don't want to think about it. I just know the decks I hated to play against. Okay, so you're just not ready to dip your toes back in that water yet. All right, fair enough. Well, I won't I won't ask you anymore. You can just sit back and chill and enjoy the stream, and you know, not think about making any new decks. I appreciate and respect that decision. I think I'm gonna save this brawl. I think I'm gonna find a better use for it than killing a Sentinel. Oh, we're 3 colors, and there's the Magda. I'd much rather kill that if I get the opportunity. He'll get at least one treasure off of it. And I hated the landfall decks mixed with the evolved creature decks. Yeah, I was not playing with evolve. That is unfortunate. I was not playing with evolve, so I don't know much about that. I know it could, I do understand that it could probably snowball, because if you couldn't deal with the creature and then they just kept making it bigger and it was doing more things, that could probably be pretty frustrating. I really wanted that Cobra to live, so I could have played a land, played Chariot, and still brawled the Magda. As it stands, I have no way to kill the Magna with the Blizzard Brawl no matter what I do. I would much rather play the Chariot than attack with a Faceless Save, and that doesn't do anything. So, no real decision here. I think after this game, no matter how it turns out, I'm going to take a quick break and run. I'm out of tea, so I'm going to run and refill my water. This looks like a gold span dragon if I had to guess. No, a ranger's class. Okay. I respect that. And at this point, I just don't know. Like, it's almost, I'm thinking, might not even be worth killing the Magda at this point. I mean, at this point, he's kind of gotten all the mana he could ever hope for. So it might be better just to kill whatever big threat he plays. I guess the one downside to that would be if he ever got to 5 treasure and I had spent the Blizzard Brawl on something else, I would probably really regret it. So maybe I just don't Blizzard Brawl anything. I mean, I'm clearly not Blizzard Brawling anything this turn if it's not the Magda, but yeah, maybe I just don't brawl anything and I'm just playing very conservatively with it. So if I'm not brawling, then I think I am interested in just Faceless Havening and getting it in. Uh-oh. Okay. If he'd have had like an inscription or something there, I would have really regretted not brawling the untapped blocker, but he just decides to chump block. I accept that. I mean, we're not great here. You have to get some sleep. Have a good night. Okay, well, enjoy the rest of your night, Mayor. I appreciate you stopping by. Thank you very much for the follow. I hope to see you back here again. If you do come back by, let me know what you end up deciding when you have some more time to think about what you'd like to play in Type 2. I'd love to hear what you settled on. They have their own chariot. They've got chump blockers for days, and we have lands for days. None of this is looking great. I think this turn man. This turn I think I just have to activate chariot, Blizzard Brawl a blocker maybe, unfortunately. And then attack with that and the Faceless Haven. I don't know. This is not going well, man. Not going well. But that's okay. We just gotta keep on doing what we can. I mean, I'm pretty dead if he sacrifices this, if he gets up to 5 treasures here, but yep, he activates chariot in response. The chariot will have indestructible though, and if he trades his chariot, my chariot will be indestructible. If he trades his chariot for my faceless, then I'm completely happy with that as well. Okay. Little does he know, we have plenty of those. I'm assuming that the best thing he has to get with the Magna, if he gets to 5 treasures, is a gold span dragon. Maybe that's not true though. Maybe he plays like one of the 6 mana 6/6 like haste flying pumpy thing, or maybe he plays Move Out Regent. I mean, I'm not happy about that obviously, but what are you gonna do? Wish I'd still had my Blizzard Brawl. Maybe it was hasty to spin the Brawl on the 2/2, but my concern was if I didn't kill one of the 2/2s pre-combat and I activated my chariot, he could have just blocked with both 2/2s, and I would have traded my chariot for the 2/2s and left him with his chariot, and I think that's just a losing proposition. So gonna get froggy with your cat? Nope. Ooh, that was a pretty good draw. I mean, it still doesn't really matter. He's still going to be able to block the 2/2 and the Regent on the chariot, and I'd still be trading the chariot for the Regent. So maybe it's not the best draw, but I could be aggressive here and just attack with... I could play the Faceless Haven, crew the chariot with the Faceless Haven, and then get in with everybody. I mean, it forces him down to 5 at least. We're going to try that. I think that's one of the ways I could possibly sneak out a win here. So can we pull this out? He looks like he might be. Oh, he didn't even try. He didn't get his dragon off Magda. He didn't try to pump up his Ranger's class. He just said, I don't have enough blockers. Well, I think that might have been a bit premature, but I will certainly not argue with his evaluation of the board state. I am happy with that outcome. Alright. On a roll so far. A little 3-0 start. See if we can keep it going. Oh, I said I was going to too late, we're entering the match. I said I was going to get some water after this game, but I lied. White crystal. Okay. This hand is fine. You know, the 2-drop is Cobra, which is meh. But if it dies, then I just 3-drop into 4-drop. You know, I just curve out. Or I could just draw a Ranger's Class, either way. And if it doesn't die, you know, I could have, in theory, decided to turn 3 Chariot. Non-snow forests, to me, indicate probable, like, green-white landfall with the Cobra instead of mono green, or maybe the blue-green Rampy deck. Yeah, so either of those I think are more likely. Neither of those are very good at killing my creatures, and I do really want to get them dead, so I think I am just going to Cobra and try and Chariot next turn and just try and get them. Let's just get them. Oof. Whew. Oh boy. Oh boy. They are rampant, boys. We're going to see what their second color is right now. Okay, we're more aggressive than I thought. I'm definitely, if he attacks with that the one Cobra that can, I'm blocking. The tracker I will trade the tracker for the elemental. Yep, we're blocking. Excuse me. It is getting a little late. I'm going to try to... That's unfortunate. He's going to be able to lock through my attack through my tracker this turn. Oh boy. We might lose this, boys. Boys and girls. Yeah, we might lose this. The question is, do I chump here? I think I honestly, God, I might chump. I literally might chump this turn with my 4-3. That's insane. But, you know, I mean, once this deck runs out of steam, it runs out of steam pretty hard. Okay, he just didn't want me to eat the Cobra for free. I'm just chumping. Like, next turn I play a Mammoth, he'll have to... He still has an Evolving Wilds. Actually... I'm pretty sure I'm just chumping here. Yeah, you didn't see that one coming, did you? You just wasted your play with fire. You could have waited till after I blocked. But you didn't. It's a good card. It's a good card. So how do I live the best? I think I actually play Mammoth plus tap land, so I ensure that I play Ren next turn. The Mammoth still trades if he pumps the Sentinel or the Elemental once. It just chumps if he pumps it twice. The tokens from the Chariot can't block the Elemental, and so even though a Chariot would block and kill it if he pumps it once, if he only pumps it once, I think I'm winning this game no matter what. So if he pumps it twice, they both chump. So I'd rather chump with the Mammoth, have the tap land, and be ensured to hit Ren next turn. So that's what we're going to do. we pass? Can white crystal close it out? Okay, so definitely going to be able to pump the elemental up. I do have the choice. Ooh, boy. So the chariot would have been better against a froghemoth. So that's unfortunate. So the question is, it's not even really a question. I'm pretty sure this turn I just eat the cobra, and I take 9, go to 6. Okay, he did not attack with the cobra. I'm pretty sure I just take this 9, go to 6, play Ren. Yeah. Okay.
The will of the woods is made manifest.
Can he close it out? Or can they close it out? This is their last turn to probably do so. I don't think the froghemoth can attack, which means that the elemental can attack, which means that the cobra definitely can attack. Yeah, I'm definitely we're trading here. That's a weird attack. I don't understand that at all. I know it's never right to, well, it's hardly ever right to give opponent choices, but sometimes if you think your best chance of winning is to have your opponent make a mistake, maybe that's right. I'd much rather have him kill the mammoth, so I'm going to give him the opportunity to make that mistake. Okay. Okay, so we can play 2 cards this turn, one of which definitely will be able to block the elemental. So I think I just want to be as mana efficient as possible. I'm going to go up first.
Rich soil grows mighty forests.
Okay. I'm going to play Chariot and play Ranger class. Alright, no attacks. I'm not interested. I will start attacking next turn. Probably. I'll definitely attack with the Vigilant Creature once I get it down. The question that I have for next turn is, am I immediately taking Ren down to get into the Tree Folk? I'm not sure yet. I think it'll depend on what I draw. So I think the answer is no. I mean, I'm interested in getting him dead, so maybe the answer is yes. Let's start with an attack. I was thinking about crewing with the tracker, which is why I played it first, but honestly don't think that that is... I should have tapped the wolf. It's a small mistake, but it's still a mistake. Because of the Huntmaster, I would much rather, if I have to chump black, have it be not with the wolf. So it's also quite possible I should have leveled up the Ranger's class to level 2. I was thinking about popping both clues, but I think popping 1 clue plus leaving getting the Ranger's class up there is probably better. I think at this point I'm just making another token. I think I just win this game if I don't lose it next turn. So we're just going to make sure that doesn't happen.
They prepare for war.
The old post-combat level up on the Rangers class. And we're done. Okay, chump blocker. Extraordinaire. Where did my mouse go? There it goes. Gotta get better about using the keyboard shortcuts. Oh, it's not even chump blocker. It comes into play tapped. Good game, sir. He blocks the 7, he blocks the 3, he takes 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, even if I don't fire up the Hydra, he still loses. So I think he's just working that out now. Okay, he's giving me an opportunity to make a mistake. I respect it. There we go. I did not auto-click through the attack phase, and he scoops it up. Yeah, that's the thing on Arena. Sometimes I feel like, you know, I scoot too early. I really try and consciously not do that. Sometimes if you're just frustrated with the game, you just want to get out of it, and that's probably fine. I think any small percentage points you get, you're probably just, you know, getting more by managing your tilt and just staying a little bit more level-headed. So I don't mind, you know, scooping, but also sometimes I feel like, you know, is it bad manners to, in a game you know you've lost? If it was a paper game, there's no way I misclick through my blocks there, right? So is it bad manners to attack, or is it just kind of part of the nature of the computer version of this game that everybody just kind of understands and deals with? What are y'all's opinions? I didn't find what OP did to be bad manners at all. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just wondering from y'all's perspective, what do you think about that? Because I can definitely see how someone would say that, and you know, I want to temper what I do in the future with you know, what is seen as not being, you know, BM. I guess, I don't know. I personally don't see any problem with it, but I'd be interested to hear what you guys think. Anyways, I am going to take a quick break. I'm going to run and get some more water, and when we get back, we'll try and finish this out. Bix, what's going on, buddy? I am just getting ready to take a break. It won't be long. I'm just going to get some water. So glad to see you back in chat. Hang on just 1 second, and we'll try and finish out this Mono Green League. Alright, so Bix, welcome. We are back. We're sitting currently at 4-0 in our latest event. We went 5-3 in the one we did earlier tonight, so trying to improve on that, and we're in a good position to do that so far. How are you tonight? What are you currently up to? Are you on Arena as well? Are you currently battling with your crazy Citadel historic deck? No, you weren't here earlier tonight. You just welcome back to the stream because you've been here in the past, as opposed to being a brand new viewer. Was I here earlier and forgot? Are you in a mind state that is a possibility? Let's see. We got a pretty good curve. We have an extra 2-drop to fill in for a 3-drop if we miss, and we have a 4 and a 5 if we get the mana. Ooh, blue-white. Blue-white. Okay. I'm not happy to play against blue-white with mono-green, to be honest with you. Stream hopping for a few hours, so I thought maybe I could have had... Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Who else have you checked out tonight? I know you were with me for one of the first raids we did. I've been doing that on some... I think we've done that 3 times now. And so I've really gotten to know at least a few of the other streamers that are small like myself that are on around the same time. And I'm hoping to continue to do that and kind of build up my knowledge of who's on and kind of what they're about. And hopefully build up a community that we can all thrive from. So... yeah, if you've got any suggestions once we get off, we are going to get off after this event, so if you've got any suggestions, anybody that you've seen so far tonight that you think might be a good candidate for a raid, just let me know. We have no reason to play out anything pre-combat, so let's just get it in. Had a little pause there, it might have something, might be bouncing my pack leader. Yep. Okay, okay. Right on. Well, glad you stopped in after you got off. Let's see. He's only going to draw 2 off this, so that's good. So are you doing any actual playing tonight, or are you just strictly watching this evening? Did he miss a land drop? No, he played first. Okay. He's got double white, so if he whites for 2 more turns, he can definitely play the Devastating Mastery on turn 6 still. So what am I doing? I'm probably just playing Chariot, so he's tapped out. We'll just go ahead and do that now. Or am I? Am I playing technically Pack Leader plus Rangers class is faster, is it? Let's play the Chariot. I think for post Mastery, I'd rather have a Rangers class. It will do more to win me the game on its own if the game is allowed to go on that long. So we're going with that. We had a fun game. I played my Citadel deck and he played Dragons. Oh, okay, awesome. So y'all actually y'all battled. Nice. So your Citadel deck is a historic deck. Is there a actual Dragons deck in historic? If so, what upgrades does it get over the standard Dragons deck with Smoldering Egg and Goldspan Dragon and whatnot? Okay. We at least will be able to attack with the Chariot this turn and get another tree folk, so that is, it's not all bad. It's not all bad that he Doomscarred there. He's also playing Esper, so he's not going to be able to master. He probably doesn't even have mastery if he's Esper. That would be ambitious to play quad white card in a 3-color deck, but stranger things have happened. Dragons is great in Historic. Okay. Yeah, what are I don't know any other dragons outside of the ones in current standard. What else do they get? What dragons make the deck really good in Historic? My deck runs Sarkans that you can't play in Standard anymore, and his version of it runs some spells and a few dragons that are only in Historic. Okay. I know there have been a few Sarkin Planeswalkers. I'm assuming... Well, I honestly don't know. The original Sarkin, I believe, was red-green, and it was a 4-mana Planeswalker, and then I know there was a 5-mana, I believe, red-black Sarkin. Ooh, second Doomscar is not great for me. Okay, well, it is what it is. Yeah, I don't know which one exactly, but it sounds fun. I like the Dragonsy style decks. And your Citadel deck still sounds wild, but it sounds like a good one. So who ended up winning? Start by going up. Okay, so I cannot both play enough creatures to activate Chariot and still activate the Haven. So I am interested in just playing enough stuff to activate the Chariot and making a copy of the Wolf. Can play a land and still pump this up to level 2, so let's do that. And I think we're looking pretty good as long as he... Honestly, I don't know. I think we just look pretty good in this game. You won. He tried to stop you from going off with the Cliff Giant thing, and I just killed it with Font of Agonies. Okay. I'm not sure I know what either of those cards do. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like I said, there's a big hole in my knowing what cards do. But it sounds like a fun, tense game. So congratulations on taking it down. The Giant says opponents can't gain life. Oh, okay, yeah. I am familiar with that card, at least in theory. I don't know exactly what it does, but I know what you're talking about. I have had that played against me before. Oh, he's going to attack my Ren. Don't do that, sir. Well, that means he can't play another Epiphany this turn, so that is good. It also means he has to have something, or else he would have just been dead. So I'm not sure what he could have here. I am interested in just playing another Ren, though, so I'm going to go up with this Ren.
We will help you find safe ground.
Okay.
Power grows with tender care.
Now I'm forcing him to either counter this, which ties up some of his mana, or it gives me, you know, 1 untapped Tree Folk, but 2 total Tree Folk next turn to further... okay, good. So he's only got 3 mana left now to try and survive this turn. It does mean that I will not be able to attack with the Haven. If he does live through the turn, though, and he can mascot, he's not interested in mascotting, okay. That's kind of scary, to be honest with you. Now the question is, do I attack with the Wolves by themselves? I don't think so. If he has another bounce spell, so be it, I think. would be unfortunate, but I think we just gotta do it. Now he did make a no, actually he didn't make a mistake. I was gonna say in not letting me actually resolve the Ren first, but if he would have, I would have had priority prior to him being able to bounce, and I would have been able to make a tree folk. So never mind. He did the best he could. It does mean I still have okay. So he survived the turn. I still think we are pretty good here. Even if he... Well, he's going to gain life, so the pack leader and the Haven aren't lethal by themselves. If he starts having to leave the birds back, I do have a brawl as a possible surprise. Kill one of the birds, get through with just enough. He's only got 3 cards that I know, 2 cards that I don't know about in hand, but you know, he does have a lot of mana. So Lawlith is so good, but I do have the trample from the pack leader.
I'm hungry.
This thing doesn't. It only produces 1 mana on its own, right? Yeah. So I think we still get there with the trample.
Annihilation.
1 of 3. Because we will be able to next turn attack with Haven and be able to trample with the pack leader. And I think that is going to do it. We'll go ahead and go up here. No reason not to. Okay.
Rich soil grows mighty forests.
I guess I could have also brawled something this turn. If my plan is just to kill him this turn no matter what, maybe I should have just brawled. But, didn't. So there. There we go. Can't you Hydra for 5 the next turn? I could have Hydra'd. I think the mana efficiency of attacking with the Haven plus being able to give the pack leader trample was better. Unless you're talking about the turn before and I missed something, but that turn I think it was definitely right to do both of the things instead of one of the larger things, because he had enough blockers. He would have just blocked the bigger Hydra that didn't have trample. So getting an extra attacker and still having enough to give the pack leader trample I think was the way to go. But yeah, so 5-0. Doing well, just rolling right along. What art is this from? Is this from Storm the Festival? I think it is. Cool looking art, whatever it is. You also could have, instead of trampling, Hydra for 2. Yeah, could have done both the man lands get one additional attacker. I'm not sure which one is better there. You might be right. I'll have to go back and look at that afterwards and see if my line was winning, but there was a better line, because I am interested in doing stuff like that. That's one of the things I'm trying to do with this stream, is find situations like that and maybe plug some holes in my game that I don't even know I have. Mono white. It's about time we ran into mono white. We haven't played it yet this league, so we've kind of dodged some bullets, but ooh boy, and he is aggressive. I do think our matchup against this more aggressive version is better than the more groundy, like Brutal Cathar, familiar apparition-y style deck, but it's still not great, and we're still way behind. But it is more possible and more likely that my pack leader lives. So that is a plus. Yep, see, it's gonna live. No, it's not gonna live. He gave me hope, and then he dashed my dreams. Okay. I accept. How do we win this game from here? I don't know. Probably starts by having not drawn that Hydra and drawing a 3-drop, which we didn't do, obviously, so that's not the best. I guess it... he still has Cathars. Okay. That's the nail in the coffin. Yep. We'll still pretend like this is a game we can win. We'll play the Chariot. I think you're probably right. Oh my gosh, he has had a great hand, and we have never been in this game. I think you're right. That's my initial... yep. That's my initial thought as well, is that I think the Trample is more damage, but it's definitely worth still going back and looking at, because I had not even considered attacking with both manlands. So even if it's not right, I should still have gone through that mental process. I think that's one of the reasons that I'm thinking about cutting the Hydra from the deck. I find that I have enough to do with my mana, and I find that I'm not even looking necessarily for a lot of turns where I could activate it. I'm just deciding mentally that I have better things to do, and if I'm not going to take advantage of it anyways, maybe at least short term, I should be taking it out. So, you know, if the upside's not there because I'm never activating it, the downside of when it's coming into play tapped, or it's preventing my Blizzard Brawl from being active, maybe those aren't worth it. So that's kind of my current process. Yeah, they were definitely trying to chump block everything. They were they were trying their best. They produced 4 blockers on that turn, I think. Well, I guess they had the birds already, but they produced the Lolith spiders as well. It's been on a massive losing streak. Oh man, that's no bueno. So, anything specific that you've been losing to that may just be a bad matchup, or has it just been awkward, clunky draws? I don't know if you were here tonight, but we played a couple leagues back to back where, I mean, our draws were just atrocious. There was just, you know, the hands looked like this. The draws literally looked like this. You know, no snow covered forest at all. The lair of the Hydra was always looking terrible. Now, it would have been even worse if this hand actually had a Blizzard Brawl in it too. I still might keep this hand though, because at least the tracker is something I can play with only 1 green mana, and the Cobra, if I draw any land, will get me to Wrenn and 7. I think I'm going to keep for science. Let's see. I have a streamer that said they would look at it. Okay, cool. Somebody who is familiar with the deck, I would assume. I mean, I could offer to look at it, but, you know, that wouldn't do either of us any good. So. Oh, mono white again. Oh, no. Not like this. Not like this. I am interested in playing the layer because I think I'd rather have the pack leader if I draw another green next turn, although that's questionable. So we'll see. A few of them I know I was losing momentum to either too many Citadels in hand or having them close to the top of the deck. Okay, yeah, that can be a problem with those sorts of decks. I know that what the hell was that? What is this? Oh, it's that thing. Okay. Well, we've played against this version, which I honestly do think we're better at than the other version, but I don't think we're going to win either of these games. So, yeah, I know that can be a problem with those style of decks is, you know, you need a payoff, so it needs to be a 3 or 4 of, and then sometimes it just clunks up your hands. And, so, yeah, that's the other side of the coin. I I know the vintage decks, they're lucky. They get to run enough tutors that they only have to run one of the Citadel, and they just find it whenever they need to actually close out the game. I'm not sure if it's actually restricted or if they just choose to play one. I'm pretty sure it's got to be restricted, right? But I guess I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, no blocks, unfortunately. I would have traded there, I would assume. That's a great draw, though. So now the question is, do I tracker plus brawl or do I chariot? Well, I think I'm playing chariot because then if I don't draw on land next turn, I can still play the tracker. Or if I go the other way around, I don't have a play next turn. Yeah, that's got to be right. I was thinking about attacking, but if I do hit into land next turn, I'm interested in playing Ren, so I guess I'm not going to. I don't think he would have blocked, though. Wait, what was the second spell he played? Oh, he played the Fallen as well. Okay. Yeah, we're not even close to end this game, which is unfortunate. I guess I'm double blocking. I mean, gotta try, right? Gotta try. Okay, so we drew the land.
Do not. The will of the woods is made manifest.
Yeah. Gotta do it with that guy. So we can now chump with the Cobra on the 5/5, and I don't know that he can attack with... I guess he just tries to attack through everything. I have a different version of the deck that I'm playing to test after I can get my hands on new Sorin. This other version plans to win is to go Sub-Zero by making myself unable to lose and swap my life with the opponent. That sounds like the best way to win ever. This new version switches from black-green to black-white. That sounds fun. I like the idea of going negative and then giving my opponent negative life. I wholeheartedly support that that decision. So now, do I double block? Probably, right? I still got one next turn, so I can make another copy. Yeah, I think I do. If he's got a trick here, he doesn't have a trick. All he has is sciences. So, yeah, we try. We try. Okay. So this turn we do get to play a land to eventually get us more manas. It also grows the tree folk. We get to tracker plus brawl. What are we killing? Probably. It's a great question. Probably probably the spirit to keep him from going wide. We're going up, so maybe we don't even have to play the Mammoth. Yeah, we don't even have to play the Mammoth. That's also good. We could also pack leader this turn. Maybe that's better. I can wait one turn on the Aspirant. I don't think he has good attacks next turn, no matter what. We know his one card in hand. Yeah, I think I'm just going to do this. Hey, he decided to heck with it. So we got there against mono white. I'm super excited about that. So what does that put us at? 6-1, I believe. Voldaren Ambusher. That's from the new set, right? Yeah, okay. It's the deal damage equal to the number of vampires. So Bix, what do you think about spoiler season so far? I know you said that the new Soren is something that you're interested in. What do you think of the rest of the set? Honestly, I'm not 100% sold so far. I have not seen the things that really tickle my fancy necessarily, but I'm hopeful. I think I do need to test the interaction though. Like, I know Willis' Citadel doesn't let you pay more life than you have in the current deck, but I don't know about if I cannot lose. That's a great question. I honestly don't know the answer to that. I'm sure I probably did at one point. I was, when I was playing Magic, somewhat seriously, as seriously as I ever played it, but I was a level 1 judge at one point, but at this point, anyone's guess is as good as mine, I think. But that's a definitely find out before you invest in the new Sorens. Those mythic wild cards, I'm sure, are just as important to you as they are to me. So nothing like spinning them on something and finding out it doesn't work how you want it to. Soren a card to had to go negative. Yeah. Are we keeping this hand? It does have a 2-drop. It doesn't have much else going on. If Brawl is good, this hand is good. I'm going to keep. I think this is good enough. My opponent is going to 6 and leads on Rune Crab. So we are trying to... our opponent is trying to mill us. We won pretty handily last time we played Mill. I say pretty handily. I think he had me down to single-digit card. I don't know what the red for is for in the Mill deck. That's interesting. Maddening Cacophony we talked about. The 8 cards on the front is pretty good, but I am not convinced that Kicker is good on this card. I think Kicker has actually maybe actively bad on this card. Our clock is not amazingly fast. We could for sure lose this game, especially if we stumble on our mana. I am interested in next turn Blizzard Brawling these Rune Crabs. They need to die, and they need to die next turn. Honestly, I say that I might just only kill one of them, so we can also level up Rangers class. They need to die, but I also need to kill them, and by them I mean the opponent. However, that does mean that next turn I wouldn't be doing anything with the 3 remaining mana. I guess I would. I guess I would be pumping I would be pumping my wolf with Inscription of Abundance. That's super weak to a removal spell though, which is presumably what the red is in the deck for. God, if he removes my wolf in response to this Blizzard Brawl, well, I guess I have the Abundance to cover that. So we'll lead on Blizzard Brawl and try and blow him out with an Abundance with some counters, perhaps. Nope, he lets it go, so it's now indestructible. I have free range to kill the other one this turn if I want it. I still have 33 cards in my deck. I think I'm going to let one live for a turn and try and get him dead. Maybe then it was better to Inscription this turn. Yeah, it was probably better to Inscription this turn. That was probably a mistake. That's just one extra count a turn sooner. He did not play a land, so now I'm less incentivized to kill the other crab because I know he will not necessarily be able to continue to onslaught my library with his Rune Crabs. Let's start with an attack here. I think since he didn't play land and I'm not as interested in killing the crab, that I am interested in playing one of these chariots. If he counters it, great. If he doesn't, great. Let's find out. It's definitely got a pause here. This could definitely be getting countered. And divided by 0. Okay. He's getting the Sciences? No, he's getting a Teachings. This will only draw him 2 cards. Oh, he did draw land. That's unfortunate. But at least he played it before he drew his card, so, you know, he might have found a better land to play if he'd have waited. I don't know. Okay, so this turn, we didn't draw another land. I still don't think he's going to chump block. He can't Fading Hope the token, so that's safe. Yeah, I think we're just making a second Chariot and attacking. We've both stumbled around a little bit. I think, you know, I'm enacting my game plan probably better than he is right now, but he can kind of win out of nowhere. You know, one above average hideous laughter, and I am pretty close to dead. I'm gonna be pretty upset if I did not kill this rune crab and it ends up costing me the game. After he missed a land drop, though, you know, I think I will. If this is iteration on a hideous laughter, we're probably dead, and it looks like that's what it is. Yep. All right. I accept. If I have at least one card left in my library, I'm still alive, and I have 2 Hunt Masters in my deck. So, plus 4 Wrens. Okay, we got there. Good game, opponent. Let's see. And yeah, the spoilers are fun. I especially like the Olivia card they spoiled that has the wrong rarity, set symbol, and card effect. I have not seen that. I have not kept up super close with the spoilers. But no, I didn't even notice that they misprinted a... It's in Arena? Oh, okay. Well, I have not seen that yet, but interesting. Okay, so we got to our 7 wins. That's exciting. Only took 1 loss this time, so let's see what we got in the way of prizes. We are on a mythic drought. We have not been upgraded to a mythic in quite some time that I can remember. But let's see what rares we ended up with. Selfless Glyph Weaver. Okay, so this is a modal dual face card. The front half is 2 and a white for a 2/3. Exile it, and creatures you control gain indestructible until end of turn. So it's Wrath Protection on the front, and on the back, choose a creature or planeswalker, then destroy all other creatures or planeswalkers. So on the front, it's Wrath Protection, and on the back, it's a very, very expensive Wrath. Got it. Look in your packs if you have the pre-order. I do not have the pre-order. So, oh, an Inscription of Insight. Now, I am excited about this one because one of the decks that I am interested in playing is the... yeah, it's not something that I'm doing right now, Bix. I'm trying to play the account as free-to-play right now, just for... I enjoy the challenge of kind of the iterative process of building with what you have and kind of, you know, slowly accruing a collection and kind of changing your deck as you get new resources added. That's part of the fun that I've been having with the arena so far. But we'll see if that changes. You know, if I feel like I cannot keep up with the rate that new cards are released and I feel like I'm just falling further and further behind, I will eventually, you know, put some money in to kind of at least maintain a collection, you know, going forward. But Inscription of Insight is one that I am interested in. Yeah, instead of the card art style, it shows a version of the card that I could only assume would have been the card if it was... Oh, wow! So maybe it was a card that got moved at some point in like design or whatever comes for development. I don't know. That's interesting. So way back in the day when MTGO first came out, Torment, the set Torment, was spoiled via MTGO like 3 weeks, I think, or so before it was supposed to. Like, the entire set just showed up that people could search for within the MTGO client. And obviously that wasn't good. So anyways, that was obviously a much larger scale thing, but they haven't made a mistake like that in quite a while that I know of. But anyways, to finish this thought, I keep getting sidetracked because I want to read chat. But Inscription of Insight is in the like Roost of Drakes, I think is the card. The kick, whenever you play a card with kicker, make a Drake, and that looks fun and mostly budget. This is one of the cards that I think kind of makes a deck tick. And then I think I'm getting to the point where I can actually start playing it now. The other rares in the deck are lands, and they, from what I understand, they do make the deck better. I'm basically basing this mostly off. I saw a Sapphire and Olive video on this deck when I was first starting to watch some videos and think about streaming, and it looked like a ton of fun. And something that is mostly budget, so I could build while I'm still having a competitive deck like mono green. You can start to build some of these other little things that mostly what you need are commons and uncommons, and the rares you can either just find replacements or whatever. So happy to get this one. The uncommon is just a sacrifice effect. I think this sees play in the Pyre of something. I think it's Pyre of Heroes deck, because it's an edict that you can search out, because it's a cleric. So anyways, that's going to do it for me for the night, just in time, because the dog has come in and is making me aware that he needs to go out. And so I'm going to go do that. Bix, thanks for hanging out today. I hope that your Citadel deck starts cooperating with you, and you get some good games in. I hope to see you again soon, and for everybody else out there, thank you for watching, and if you're checking this out on YouTube, leave me a comment. I post these to YouTube, and I don't know, some of them get some views, some of them have not, but I haven't gotten a comment yet. I think that would be kind of cool to start a conversation on YouTube. So yeah, if you're watching this on YouTube, let me know you're out there. That'd be great. I appreciate you guys. And oh, I almost forgot. We're gonna find somebody to raid. So I'm gonna go ahead and put up the thanks for watching scene. But Bix, if you want to hang out just another minute or two, I'm gonna try and find somebody to raid, so we can continue to try and kind of grow that community. So thank you guys for watching, and I'm gonna cut it here.
We can't make you leave your acne alone, but we can help get rid of the spots that your acne left behind. Different dark spot correcting serum has the maximum strength.
Let's see. May you suggest Zed Magic? Yeah, I've not heard of Zed Magic before. Let me go find their stream.
Might be a better Chandra deck, honestly. You also could just splash red, right? I don't know, we'll see. Like, I could take Uro and then go like red just for sneak attack and Kiki Jiki and Pyroclasm. I don't even play. I don't need to play Adversary, for instance. But Adversary does get back Channel. I like Chandra a lot, but I'm gonna take Uro here. Life gain is really nice. Acceleration is sweet. The Flooded Strand is okay if I had vegetables, but I don't. I'm gonna take the Uro. I got a Sphinx. I don't know, like, this pack is really bad. Guess I'll take them. Can you play Visions? Yes, you can. That's the reason to play Adversary right now. It's Goblin Dark Dweller. Recording. Odo Picks! Thank you so much for the subscribe. No, I'm kidding. The raid. Thank you so much. Welcome to stream! Do I ghost? I don't need Pyroclasm in the main. Sideboard card red. The raid, stop resisting. Passing a dig through time is kind of unfortunate, but in our combo deck, but I really need to be able to cast my spells. I lose if I cast my spells. First time chatter, Auto Pick says hello. I didn't say hello. I projected that. How's it going tonight? Well, we've only trophied one time on stream. I've trophied twice today. I'm at 10 trophies, and I wanted to be at 11 or 12 today, but, well, yeah, fair enough, Pix. You know, it could be better, but we've had a lot of fun today. This is a very unique deck that we're drafting right now. Normally, I just draft, like, black-based reanimator disruptive decks. But should be fun. Pretty tired. Giving quite a long time here. I really want to go get some tea because that water is hot. So on the first pick of next pack, I'm just going to queue what I want, and then we're going to go get... You're following Auto Picks. I appreciate it. It allows a cube this season. I will keep drafting the cubage, because you all are enjoying the cubage. So keep sticking around, and it will be kept drafted. Kept drafted. I think in Cultivate, actually. I haven't played Cultivate in this type of deck before. Unholy Heat's probably just way better, though. Yeah, I'll take Unholy. I don't like Cultivate. Ooh, Gush, maybe? I don't know.